Right. So what is the best way of getting his name without raising his suspicions? There are two big differences between Shinigami and humans who have a death note. You are in a really talkative mood today. Ryuk, how would I know? Do you know why Shinigami write people's names into these notebooks? Extra life? It is because Shinigami get extra life from humans. 60 minus 40 is 20. So those 20 years of human world time get added onto the Shinigami's lifespan. Let us say you have someone whose natural lifetime in the human world is 60 years. If a Shinigami writes them in to die at 40. I have seen Shinigami who died naturally, though those who sat around doing nothing, living for centuries without remembering to write down a single human name. And so, unless they are really lazy, you can shoot them through the head or knife them in the heart or anything and Shinigami will not die. Well, we are gods of a sort, after all. But apparently, a way to kill a Shinigami does exist. And I do not know what it is myself. To tell you the truth, the human world does not mean a thing to the Shinigami. But anyway, Shinigami these days do not have feelings like I do not like this human, or let us make the human world a better place, or let us make it a worse place. Talk about a meaningless existence. Nobody even knows what we are here for anymore. The realm of the Shinigami has really gone to the dogs these days. They just do not want to die, so they get life from humans. And then they just go on with their own empty lives. Your existence, the realm of the Shinigami, is so meaningful it is scary. And that is true in any age. A Shinigami like you comes down once in 100 years. No, once in 1,000 years. And the human world is totally transformed. You are a real fool. Ryuk. Haha. If the place is really as gone to the dogs as you say, how about making some changes when you go back? You know, apply some of what you are seeing here. Ryuk says, you think? Of course, I am. If I were not an optimist, I would not have thought I could make the world a better place. Light, I think you might actually be a real positive thinker. That is the first big difference between a Shinigami and a human with a death note. But if you write humans' names into the death note, Light, you will not get any extensions on your lifespan. This is not about extending your lifespan, though it is about shortening it. The other difference might be even more interesting to you. Light, nobody knows this stuff about Shinigami. This is way more interesting than that thing you told me earlier. Ryuk says, I know. We Shinigami look down on the human world from our realm to choose which humans we will write into our notebooks. The unlucky one is possessed by Shinigami. But usually, it is just whoever your eye happens to land on. There might be some preferences involved. So how do we know the person's name? Just by looking at them? Well, a Shinigami's eyes can see a human's name and lifespan over their head when we look at them. And how much extra life they will get if they kill them. Yeah, that is why Shinigami always know the name of the person they are killing. Their name and lifespan, and our eyes are different. That is the biggest difference between you and me, which will give that human a Shinigami's eyes. There is a deal that, traditionally, Shinigami who drop their death note can only make with the human who picks it up. The price of a Shinigami's eyes is half of their remaining lifetime. Half of that human's remaining lifetime. And if you have just 1 year left, it is 6 months. Yeah, so if you have 50 years left, that is 25. Of course, I can see your name and lifespan right now. Light. Of course. And I know I literally have a big mouth. I would never tell you what that is. If I convert it to human world time, I know exactly how many years you have left. No, in fact, that is one of the rules of the Shinigami realm. And since you are not on Kira's side or Ella's side, even if you see the name of the person I want to kill, you are not going to tell me what it is. In other words, this deal was invented to help humans who have picked up death notes. I ought to tell you this deal has no advantages for the Shinigami. I can extend my lifespan using anybody. And with those, I can look at anyone and know what their name is. Give me half of your remaining lifetime, and you can have a Shinigami's eyes. Here the chapter ends.